try to show you what I got on the go here. James McNally had a real good video on making a queen cell carrier. So I followed his instructions, and most things worked out pretty good. But the problem I wound up having with it is these heating pads would heat up so hot that when the temperature controller cut off the power to them, they were so hot it kept increasing heat. I had it set at 81 degrees and the power would cut off and the things would still heat up. About 104 degrees it got up to. So that was too hot. So I took a look at what we could do to cut the power going to these. This thing here is called a buck controller, and the input voltage comes in. You can adjust the output voltage so there's not as many volts going to these heating pads and they don't get as hot. Now, to wire it up, well, just right now I've temporarily hooked it up to a little 12-volt battery, but I've got a plug that'll go on the end of that so I can plug it into a cigarette lighter or a 12 volts power supply in the vehicle. The power comes in and comes into positive in 1, negative in 2. But then these two things, you have to make jumpers for them to come over to the positive and the negative inputs on this buck B-U-C-K controller. Then the power, well, I guess go back to the heating pads. A wire from each heating pad connects up to the negative port on the buck controller. The other two go together and connect on number 6 in the controller. Number 5 from the controller comes out and goes into the positive port on the buck controller. Then when you set your temperature, everything powers up. I found that if I put it at 3 volts for output, it would power this up from 80 degrees to 84.7 in temperature. So that was just perfect for me. If you wanted it a little slower, you could cut back on the voltage. You adjust the voltage by this small screw right here. Turning it clockwise increases the output of the volts. Turning it counterclockwise decreases. This little switch down here, it'll alternate. If you push it, it'll show you the incoming voltage, or you can push it again, it'll show you the output voltage. The sensor here I put right on the heating pad. When I get my foam cut out for the cells, it could go right in one of the cells. The one thing you're going to want to do if you're going to put queen cells in it is put the power to this early and let everything build up to the internal temperature. This is the foam I'll be putting in. I haven't got to cutting the holes yet. This is the little buck controller. You get 2 of them on Amazon. I think they cost me $20 for the 2. So that's probably $9 American. And just a little close-up of it again. This is a switch for showing you the income voltage and the outgoing voltage. And this is the outline. And this is the negative, that's the positive. This is the incoming positive, negative. That's about it in a nutshell. Now turn the unit on here. 80.9, 81, pardon me. Heat indicator lights on. It's starting to warm up. These are Fahrenheit degrees. Okay, it just cut out. I had it set low point 81. Heat is cut off, but the heating pad still retains a little heat. Still climbing, 83.1 Fahrenheit. The temperature climb is starting to slow down. 84, so it's increased 3 degrees so far. .6, and the heat is really slowing down now. .7, so it's increased 3.7 degrees since it cut off. Okay, our temperature has been dropping from the 84.7. We're down to 82.1 right now. You notice the cool light indicates the power is not going to the heating pads. Okay, we're at 81 degrees right now. The temperature differential is set at 1 degree. So we're going to drop down to 80 degrees Fahrenheit before it cuts in. Okay, we're at 81 degrees. The red light is on showing heat. So now we have heat going to the 2 heating pads. Temperature slowly climbing again now. It'll climb to that 84.7, shut off, and then it'll repeat itself.